Yo, Knicks, man. I am the Knicks. Let me just say that. I
Hold
am the
up.
Knicks. I know I am the Knicks, my nigga. I promise you. Okay. I've been a Knicks fan. I've been rooting for them a long time. Um, I'm excited, bro. I saw the every year excited, man. You know, I went to the season opener last year. I ran at the Farrell Monch there. Shout out to Farrell Monch. You know, we
Oh,
took
snap.
yeah. We took a pic. It's on Instagram if you want to go see it.
Fire. Someone says, get the fuck up.
Yeah, get the fuck up. Shout out to Monch. Dope against Detroit. You know what I'm saying?
Fire.
This year, yo, man, I gotta be honest, man. But I'm a little bit scared too, man, because
Likewise.
it gives me those Giant vibes. You know what I'm saying? Like, did we overachieve last year? Made the first round of the playoffs, same with the Giants, lost in the second round. But I think that the Knicks foundation is a lot stronger than the Giants foundation. Obviously the Jalen Brunson deal was great. He's phenomenal. I believe I forgot who it was in the Knicks organization. I saw an interview with the other day say that Jalen hasn't even hit his ceiling yet. That's scary.
Not yet.
You feel what I'm saying? Because Jalen balled out last year. You know what I'm saying?
He was a free agent steal. The free agent signing steal.
Still, we owe that nigga some money. But yo, we're not gonna pay right now because we gotta sign other niggas. We're gonna catch you later on the back end. But yeah, shout out to Jalen Brunson, man. Love Jalen Brunson, man. I love him that he wanted to be a Knick. He's one of sometimes a guy will come here and it'll take him a while to ingratiate himself to the fans and acclimate himself to the city and the media. And then we look at him, we're so fucked up as Knicks. I love all my New York dogs. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? We're fucked up as fans. We will fucking shit on we'll shit on you in a second. We're quick to say, oh, he's not a Knick, he's not a Yankee, he's not a Met. You have to have that moment. Jalen Brunson came in, and I think we can all agree that everyone says, yo, Jalen is a Knick.
He's a dog. He's blessed to be a Knick.
He's blessed, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm excited about that. I do believe in the Knicks front office. At times I was sketchy about him. Leon Rose just never makes himself available to the media for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? He's on his Al Heyman shit. Like, he'll come down and he'll do a crafted, very planned out, choreographed interview, so to speak. But yo, man, he's made some big. He's cleared a lot of cap space. I think we talked about this last week. I think the Knicks have like a shitload of money to spend. They have 2 max contract deals available. They're like low end in the league in terms of cap room space. They have a lot of money to spend. They have a lot of draft capital. Listen, let's lick a shot for the nigga. Give him his props. Lick a shot for fucking Leon Rose and World Wide West. Nigga. What are we talking about?
Hell yeah, man. Shout out to them. Shout
out to him, man. And Leon and World Wide West was, brought here. Everyone knows he's well renowned and no pun intended in basketball circles and players. And Leon Rose, former agent, CAA, supposed to have all the juice to pull these players in, right? Hasn't done that yet, but we still listen. Like I don't know if we talked about this. No one wanted to come here and be a savior these last couple of years, right? No one wanted to add all the added pressure on them, get shitted on in the media, come to a shitty team, and then they say, "You here, we're gonna give you the ball, we're gonna give you, $250 million, take us to the promised land." It's a fucking impossible task. But now with all these pieces around him, with all this cap room, and with all this draft capital, people are saying, "Man, that's an appealing place to go to."
Yes.
Now here's where World Wide West and Leon Rose. Here's where you guys have to earn your fucking money, though, right? You say you coming in here to bring us that guy. Bring us that guy. Who is that guy? Not sure yet. Obviously, we will love Joel Embiid. I think Spider. I love Spider.
I love Spider too.
I'm gonna ask you this. Heavy talk about my Dominican brethren, and I love him. He's a Jersey kid. He's in the tri-state area. I'm not mad at the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think he's a good fit, and I'm gonna tell you why. But what is your take about potentially Karl Anthony Towns, Cat, coming to not your wife, Cat, the real? No, your wife's the real Cat, the fake Cat coming to whatchamacallit, to the Knicks.
Oh man, my Dominican brother, because I'm half Dominican out here in these
No
streets.
doubt, no doubt.
My man El Gato Cat. Let me
Suave,
see.
suave, suave, Papa, suave.
I like I like Cat. I like Cat game, but can Cat fit on the Knicks on this Knicks roster? Yes and no.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, my main thing is that if we do pull off a potential trade, who are we giving up? That's my thing. Is to who are we going to give up to get
Mm-hmm.
Towns?
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like the Knicks have worked so hard to build this team, the team that they have now, a solid team. I still feel like after the Obi trade, I know people kill me on the Obi thing, but I feel like we took a step back after we traded away Obi. You know what I mean? And that's what scares me, like that taking a step back. So if
You really
go
think they took a step back in terms of what? I'm saying in terms of offensively, like what? In terms of what? I'm just curious.
that pace they had, like when the Knicks had stretches last year that they started that run and gun, they were hard to stop, and most of it was because Obi was on the floor because that dude had a motor. So I don't see nobody else like on the bench coming off the bench that has that same motor Obi had for that run and gun style. Like IQ to Obi was a thing in New York. You know what I mean? Like that
Mm-hmm.
was a thing. Even when Brunson came in the game, or even Josh Hart came in the game, and they were lobbing these passes or giving these passes to Obi. Obi found his spots, so that's why I'm so big on that loss to Obi. So going back to Cat, my thing is, who are they going to give up to get Cat? Because we started off the preseason 1-3, so we got to be realistic. Like, you know what I mean?
Nah,
We
I
got
don't
we
count. I don't put stock in that though. I don't put stock in that.
all right. You all right? Me either. But I just
That's
like
the
to look at.
workout the Kings. That's the like you can't really put like the
Mhm.
last game was a big dress rehearsal, and not to cut you off, my bad, but
No, no,
I
no,
don't
no, it's
I don't
fine.
I don't put too much stock in that. Go ahead.
All right. So all right. So go. It's all right. I'll scratch the preseason talk.
No,
My
that's
thing is,
you could rock with that. I'm just saying.
yeah. My thing is that who are we going to give up? That's my number one priority when it comes to the Knicks, to our Knicks, because that's our team. We love the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
If there's one thing y'all gonna learn about John Sports Talk, we love the Knicks. And shout
Mm-hmm.
out to Nickaholic. He probably being
Mm-hmm.
Nickaholic out there on vacation right now.
Mm-hmm.
um, but I reiterate, that's my number one key issue is who are the Knicks willing to give up to get Cat? Like,
Mm-hmm.
like who do you see now? And I'm going to ask you that question: what pieces do you see being moved to get a guy like Cat, and who could be moved with Cat to fit in with anything we lost in that deal? I know RJ's always a name that's going to be thrown out there, RJ. But then um, you throw in RJ, and then they have Mitch. They've thrown Mitch's name out there plenty of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, who? Then they've been showcasing Fournier. Fournier
Mm-hmm.
finally found himself back in the lineup these last couple of preseason games. They're showcasing Fournier. Fournier could be thrown in there. Who else? Grimes could throw in there. McBride showcased himself this preseason. So these are just names that I've seen. They also waived the Isaiah Roby. So he's going to get the backup power forward position, but they just waived him and Dwayne Washington. So are they making these moves to get Karl Anthony Towns, or even a bigger fish, a Joel Embiid?
Okay, so all great points. I'll start with the who should they move 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Ice, please. Um, in terms of who they should move, nobody. The only person I believe you can move, right, and it would be almost a redundant move, so to speak, right,
Mm-hmm.
would be my brother Julius.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I say that is because if you look up Karl Anthony Towns stats, they're almost identical to Julius's. You understand what I'm saying? Let me look him. I think I had him right here. I think it's like I think it's 2010 and 4, I think. I
Mm-hmm.
forgot exactly what it is, but they're almost identical. Their games are almost identical. Their games are very similar. What's the okay, so if you Mitch, although Mitch does create spacing issues, he's a rim protector. I'm always like
Mm-hmm.
this with that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
especially since we lost size, like you said earlier with Obi, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know how you can move Mitch unless you're moving him for the right piece, right? Because you bring in Cat, right? He can't play with Julius. They play the
Nope.
same position. You're gonna
Yep.
move an All NBA All Star on the bench. One of them? No, you're not gonna do that, right?
You're not.
And
You're
like I
not.
said,
Nope.
their games are similar. And say what you want about Julius, right? I think he's played. I saw a stat. I heard somebody talking. It might have been Alan Hahn, I think, on Knicks Fan TV. He's played 95% of his games for the Knicks. Towns is always hurt. Why would you
Yep.
move a dude with basically the same stat line, but plays less, is available less?
Yep.
Come on, man. Let's
True
not
that.
fronting on Julius. Listen, and everyone who knows me, a nigga's gonna be like, "Yo, Cash, you capping because you used to shit on Julius." Yes, I did used to shit on Julius. You know what I'm saying? But
Julius
people
could ball, bro.
Julius can ball. People can gather more information and change their mind. It's not a crime to do that. You don't. You don't have to be stuck on the same shit.
I saw a stat about Julius. My fault. Now that we on Drew, I saw a stat on Drew last season in the first quarter. He was second in the most points in the first quarter behind Luka Doncic. That's big. That's big. He scored 703 points in the first quarter throughout the whole year behind Luka 741. Behind that was Embiid at 675. That's big. And in the last preseason game, he did it again. He scored 10 in the first quarter. So he does. I mean, we kill him. We kill him for the playoffs. But he is a baller.
Man.
He is a baller. He's a baller.
Gotta stop. Show Julius some props. And I do believe, and I saw either a quote, and I have like one of the worst memories. I saw either a quote, and part of me for not giving credit. It's not that I want to give credit. Just I listen and watch so much shit and read so much shit all week. It all becomes like jumbled up at some point. I saw a thing where Julius, I think it was an interview. I forget who it was with. He said, a matter of fact, I think it was post game of the last preseason game when he actually had a really good preseason game last game. I think he said something to the effect of, he's upset. I'm paraphrasing. He wish he didn't get hurt last playoffs. Basically, he wants to redeem himself. I think Julius, and this isn't just blind emotional Nick homerism. You know what I'm saying? I think Julius Randle is gonna have a breakout playoff year this year. You know what I'm saying? I saw him dunk. He dunked on something with I think he put a helmet on Gallinari last game. Remember, he came down the lane, dribble, even though he's still dribbling with that left. The rocked it on Gallinari. I think
Julius wasn't Gallinari. No, it was on Tatum. I think it was on Tatum.
No, against the Wizards. Against the Wizards.
Oh, right. This game. My bad.
I think Julius is gonna have a great game. I believe we said this before. I believe we're gonna end up with Spider. Now, people are gonna say this. They're gonna say, Cash. Well, you're saying to me, right, Cash? You're saying to me, Julius and Cat play the same position and have similar games. Why do you think that Brunson and brain fart, help me out here, and Spider
are gonna work?
I feel
I'm sorry. Yeah, continue.
I just believe because they're both dynamic players. They offset each other. Brunson's not really athletic. Spider's very athletic. They both shoot well, right? They're short in size, and they're gonna give up. Brunson's a little bit not as sufficient on defense as he could be.
Spider as well.
Yeah, and I think you're gonna lose that, but I think they're so dynamic and they're such ballers that they're gonna be impossible to guard at the one. Who the fuck is gonna be able to guard Brunson and fucking Spider, right?
Exactly.
And then you got Mitch, if he's still here, to be on help defense, and if they blow by the backcourt, you got Mitch there to protect the rim. What do you think?
I think I would love Spider and Brunson as a backcourt. I would love that. Like, I'm very big. If you know me in basketball, no homo, I'm very good on size. When it comes to the sport of basketball, I feel like size doesn't matter now that it's size doesn't matter in the game of basketball to me, because now that I see the way these guys, Denver was a big team. Was a big team. The Lakers are a big team. This big team, small ball still running basketball, but in the playoffs when it counts, big man ball. It's still dominant. It's still dominant. It's progressing again. In
when the game slows down, I agree. When it goes to half court,
so you need that. But I always bring this scenario. I always got to bring the scenario. Now that we talking about Cat, Julius, and all this stuff, if we get a guy like Spider without losing nothing, you know what I mean? and then we bring a guy like Embiid in. Who's gonna beat us in the East? You got Spider, Brunson. We keep Randall, and you add Embiid. Like, who's going to beat that Nick team?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. We lose. We'll
who
probably lose a
who
little bit of depth though. We'll probably lose quick, but okay, I'm still with
We'll
that. I
probably
still
lose
do that.
Quick. We'll probably lose Mitch. We'll probably lose McBride and Grimes. I see, and
Ooh,
Fournier. Those five guys.
we lose a lot
But
of depth though. But I
but
still
but
think you got to do it though.
but all right. But think about this: how many guys you know are like free agents or
Mm,
and will come to us on like minimum Mets or a year, 2 year minimum deals, to help us win a championship. That
yes,
I
yes.
always
Role
put that to
players.
play. Exactly. People will be like, you know what? Let me go to that Nick team. Let me see if they with that core that they got. Let me be that one piece to help them bring them this
Facts.
championship. So I like that. I like those potential moves. And even with this core Nick team that they have now, a lot of guys like Zach Lowe from ESPN.
Mm.
He's saying that this team could probably go to the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. Like
I,
that's how good this Nick team is. Even last season, this previous season, I saw them in Eastern Conference Finals too. If until we battled a better, well-rounded Miami team,
we
we were better
had
off
it though,
paper.
bro.
Yeah, we
Julius
had it.
was hurt, and we
Mhm.
almost won that last. That was that game. What was that game 6?
Game 6 or game 5. I forgot to be
No,
honest.
we lost 4-2.
Yeah, so it
Right?
was game 5. Game 5.
No, it was game 6. We lost 4. We won 2 games, right?
Yeah. Oh, game 5. 4. 5. Yes, game 6. Sorry,
Game
my
six,
math is
game
off.
six.
It's the hennies in
We
the system.
Jalen was bringing us back single handedly, and he
Hmm.
had that little turnover, which was fucking.
That
It's so
happens, man.
unfortunate, man.
That
You know
happens,
what I'm
bro.
saying?
I'm
But
not gonna even kill him for
we
that, bro.
could have pushed. We could have brought that to 7, and the game 7, it would have went back to the Garden.
Yes.
We had home court. We theoretically should have won that series, right?
Yes.
Tibbs
Yes.
got
On
out
paper.
coached a little bit, right?
Hmm.
He won that series. You're in the Eastern Conference Finals. So it's not Zach. Shout out to Zach Lowe. I heard him say that too on the shit with Malik Andrews and all that.
Yeah.
It's not that far fetched. Now, however, right, the East has gotten exponentially better. Let's just be honest.
Yes, they did. Yes,
But
they did.
it's not far fetched to say the Knicks can go to. Listen, Grimes. We expect Grimes to take a step up, right?
Hmm.
I'm not sure about RJ. We hear RJ is going to take a step every year. I think RJ kind of is who he is. Hopefully, he gets a little more efficient from the field. Gets a little better
Mm.
with his free throws. Um, Quickly was hurt as well in the playoffs last year. We got
Hmm.
DiVincenzo, right?
Hmm.
That's gonna
Hmm.
create some floor spacing, right?
Yes.
So
I saw
you know,
McBride. McBride showcased himself offensively this
McBride
preseason.
and your guy you love, what's the kid?
Hartenstein.
Not Hartenstein, the kid who jumps out the gym.
Your boy Sims.
Jericho Sims, you know what I'm saying? And
That boy gotta go.
we have mega depth though. We have mega
Yeah, we
depth.
do.
We have good
We do.
coaching.
Oh, you talk about
Uh,
coaching. You talk about coaching. To me, the number one thing about this next season, I'm calling it the year of the Thibodeau.
mm-hmm,
He's going
mm-hmm,
into the 4th year.
mm-hmm,
2 playoff series.
mm-hmm,
No, 2 years in the playoffs. 1 year he missed. Right.
mm-hmm.
This is the year of the Thibodeau. This is the year that all eyes on me, all eyes on Tibbs, because if Tibbs doesn't do good with this team, he could probably be on the way out. I don't. That's just my opinion. I don't know if I could be completely wrong, but this is the year of
I
Tibbs.
don't necessarily disagree. I, Can Tibbs, Tibbs is very good at culture building. He's very good at,
He built the
defensively.
culture.
He's he's stubborn in certain ways. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Tom Coughlin back in the days when he first got to the Giants. Didn't really want, didn't really want to acquiesce to being a certain type of coach, but he's kind of evolving. The first couple of years, Tibbs didn't want to play any of the young guys. Everyone was killing him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think his hand was forced a little bit because we needed
Hmm.
to see what we had. Think he might have stunted the growth along with Julius Randle of Obi a little bit. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Obi's I look at Obi almost like Sam Darnold or a quarterback or something like in the right system and with confidence instilled in him and maybe more playing time. Obi to me has the athletic ability and the talent to maybe have been a superstar. His game didn't develop where it should have been. But I digress. But back to Tibbs. I think they would have to bomb so bad.
Hmm.
And I think they would have to make that major move to bring that major superstar in here, right? If they bring a Joel Embiid in here, and like a spider, he's on the clock at this point. You feel what I'm
Ooh.
saying? You're on the clock, brother. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Second round of playoffs is not going to get it done.
Nope.
But I think with the team as presently constructed, I think he's done a good job. And I don't think this team is a championship team. So I don't see how you could fire him. They win 50 games, they go second round of the playoffs. Are we going to be a little bit disappointed? Yes. Will it be
Yes.
realistic to say that's kind of where they should be?
Mhm.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? So I do agree with you. I'm not sure he can. I want him to win a championship with us. I'm not sure if he is the type of coach that can bring us to that next level, because
Yeah,
I
elevate
think
us.
maybe strategically and X and O's wise, he's not as proficient as some of these other guys, as Spoelstra and Pop
Mhm. Mhm.
and Ime Udoka and all these other guys. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's a great culture builder, and I think they run through walls for Tibbs. So I
Yes.
do agree with you. I agree and I disagree. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, so to speak.
Mhm.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
Don't get me wrong. I love Tibbs. I love the culture he built. The defensive mindset. It's like Alan Hahn said most recently. The Knicks have gone through so many stages that we finally have a culture. We build a culture that we know we have an identity again.
facts.
We have an identity like we had in the 90s. In the 90s, what was our identity? We were defensive beasts. You come to the Garden or we go to your crib, we're going to play you hard. No
Yes.
homo. We're going to play you,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say some other homo shit, but we're going to play you, we're gonna be on you. We're gonna be on you like the glove. It's like 5 Gary Paytons out there. That's how we used to play in the 90s. So now we found that identity again. So I give kudos to Tibbs for bringing that culture, that identity back to the
Absolutely.
Knicks. But the thing is, we've been saying this for a while, even in his previous 2 coaching stints with the Timberwolves and the Bulls, he only takes his team to a certain level. He showed what he could do with talent. Look at that Bulls roster he had. He had tremendous talent, depth,
Who's on
everything.
that Bulls roster? We had
Joakim Noah, young Taj Gibson. You had a young Jimmy Butler. You had Derrick Rose, MVP Derrick
Luau Dang.
Rose.
Like Luau Dang was on there?
Luau Dang. You had a Kurt Heinrich.
Kirk Heinrich. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
He
yeah.
had guys,
Yeah, them
bro.
guys. Yeah,
He
yeah.
had guys, and his teams only.
Don't know if that was a championship team, but they were good.
All right, but coming out the East at least during that era, the Cleveland Cavaliers was the team to beat, but they weren't as strong. And also, I felt like they could have gave
Bro,
those.
they had LeBron.
Yeah, true. You're right.
But no,
But
no, but let me stop throwing salt on your shit. I do
mhm.
agree. I do agree. That team underachieved,
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the
Yeah,
Timberwolves team, it was kind of a messed up situation because the Timberwolves been under turmoil for a long time. So I felt like it was hard.
Who the Timberwolves have?
The Timberwolves had Jimmy Butler again. They had Cat. They had Wiggins. I think they had no. Did they have
Mm.
Wiggins? I think they had Wiggins
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah, because
Levine.
LeBron got him traded.
Yeah, and then they had Wiggins and Levine
Yeah, 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 yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And
yeah,
Jimmy Butler was there for a while. They had
yeah.
Jeff Teague. Like
Yeah.
those type of guys. Like
That was a
like
good team. That was a
yeah,
good
that was a
team.
good
Yeah,
team.
yeah.
And
That
they
was a good
didn't need
team.
to. So to my conclusion is that Thibodeau, you've seen what Thibodeau could do with talent, but they only reach a certain level.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I say again, this is the year of the Tibbs. Maybe this year, maybe that. Maybe I'm going a little bit. I'm jumping the gun. Maybe this year, maybe next year
Mm-hmm.
is the year of the Tibbs, because us as New York fans, we want to reach the height of all heights, man. We want to be the king of the mountain. It's been far too long.
We need it. We want it so bad we might cry.
Exactly.
Remember that ghost shit?
Yeah, you know what I mean? Oh, talk about that.
Canada Dry. You know what I'm saying? We know something. We won't lie. We want it so
Yo,
bad we might cry.
we might cry.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That
Shout out to
type of shit.
Ghostface for that line.
Shout out to Ghost Dini.
We need that, son. We need that, and that's just what I feel about Tibbs. I'm not taking nothing away from his credentials. Coach of the year with us, a staple with the on the defense, etc., etc. But can
Whole
he
facts.
take us to the
Whole
promise? But
facts.
can he take us to the promised land? Is he the guy? Because you've seen it before. You've seen guys that taking certain teams with certain talent players, certain talented players, take you to the second round, take you to the second round, take you to a Western Conference or Eastern Conference. They fire him, they bring another coach, and that coach takes him to the level that they need to go. I'm not saying that could happen to the Knicks, but it could happen to the Knicks. You know what I mean? You get my flow? Like, look at Golden State.
100%.
Look at Golden State and Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson created that team with Golden State. They get rid of him. They bring in Steve Kerr. What did Golden State become? A championship caliber team. You know what I mean? You've seen that happen before. So why what is it?
I want to talk about that one.